Hi, and welcome to Pharma Solutions Science Series videos. My name is Mohammed Qadir. I'm a lead application scientist in our Pharma Solution business. Today, I'll be discussing the selection of optimized excipients in drug product development, utilizing the quality by design principle, and also understanding critical material attributes in drug product development. So let's begin with the quality by design principle. So what is quality by design concept? It is a very scientific, risk-based approach in pharmaceutical development process. We deliberately introduce some design efforts at a very early stage of our formulation, which continues into commercialization. We design the process in a way that it consistently delivers the end product to the patient. Hence, understanding the impact of starting material at an early stage is very crucial. FDA defined the product variability by three key components. It could come from API variability. It can also occur through excipients or process variabilities. In the context of this video, we will continue to focus on excipient variability. It is, however, crucial that we investigate and examine excipient variability at a very early stage, which will help a pharmaceutical developer to get more flexibility and have less issues when it comes to final product at commercial stage. Let's look at an example of hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose polymer, commonly known as HPMC, a very well-known polymer when we are developing a matrix formulation. So this hydrogel or hydrophilic polymer has some critical material properties, and the first thing we need to consider is the cellulose ether chemistry, which could impact the solubility and hydrogel formation temperature. HPMC comes in different chemistries, and based on the API, we have to choose the right chemistry. Second important property is the viscosity or the molecular weight. This property can impact the chain disentanglement at the erosion front. We have a range of viscosities within each chemistry, so it's crucial and important that we choose the right viscosity or molecular weight, which gives us the right dissolution rate. If we want to refine our formulation further, we can also consider particle size. We want to have sufficient fine particles in our matrix tablets so that the API is well distributed, and we also want to have a robust matrix system so that it lasts for its intended period. Last but not least, we can also look at hydroxypropyl content within HPMC chemistry. It helps to adjust the hydrogel formation for a very unique performance, and it could be critical for some APIs. Let's look at the critical material attribute a little bit further and examine its importance in drug formulation. We as a Pharma Solution group, we have spent and dedicated a lot of our time understanding the HPMC attributes, which can influence the modified release performance and give us optimized results. And based on that, we developed our QbD sample library, which obviously grounded from our rigorous internal studies. These attributes are highlighted as critical material attributes and mentioned on C of A. We have an example on the right-hand side of methocel K4M, where the HP content of substitution has been varied. And we notice that as we go above 8% HP content, we see a significant change in dissolution profiles. This just highlights the impact of some material properties on performance outcomes. In the next few slides, we will discuss some of the ways through which we can examine excipient variability. There are different ways through which we can examine excipient variability, which are usually inherent in an excipient. We can look at the trend data based on 20 batches. Also, we can provide our customer with some quality by design samples, which they can use in their application work to understand the impact of some of the key attributes. These quality by design sample will have high and low ends of specification. Internally, we use multi-year analysis to understand the variability, and also we use advanced statistical techniques such as principal component analysis, which is quite rapidly growing in pharmaceutical industry, to look into some of the variability we see in pharmaceutical products. We noticed that the top innovative pharmaceutical industries, they are shifting from receiving traditional trend data to more advanced statistical analysis. And we as a pharmaceutical solution group have followed the same suit as well and utilized those techniques internally to understand our own excipients. One of the techniques which we can use is called multivariate analysis, which is used for problem solving and to display any classification, relationships, and control charts by analyzing more than two variables at once. It involves looking at techniques like principal component analysis, called PCA, and DMOX, and also contribution plots. When we look at principal component analysis, an example is given on the left-hand side, where we can use it to plot multivariables simultaneously in 2D. They also demonstrate us that how the data is variable and how the batches and data is apart from the average value. We can use that kind of data to look into outliers, grouping, or any trends. The graph on the left-hand side clearly demonstrates that the data set has two groupings. We can use DMOX plot also to help identify lots that are outliers, and then through contribution plots we can look at the original variables which cause those lots to be outliers. Now we have an example here of principal component analysis for one of our products called Methosil. We have over 75 years of experience producing Methosil, and if you look at this PCA graph, we notice that the data is evenly distributed within the PC space, and there's no pattern which we can observe. All batches, they fall within the 95% control ellipse, and some of the batches which are less than 5% outside of that limit are actually within the range of random noise. We use this data internally to monitor and manage our own material variability, understand our production cycles, address any outliers or any shifts or any patterns. We can use these principal component analysis graphs to understand realm of variability that one experiences based on the lots they have used. And this can be used as a quality by design approach instead of using the actual quality by design samples. For instance, in this particular example, which is shown on the left-hand side, we analyzed 6 batches against the 8 years of production data. The first chart on the left side shows PC1 versus PC2 score plot, and we notice that all 6 batches are evenly distributed, and they are within the model's 95% confidence interval. If you move to PC3 versus PC4 analysis, which is on the bottom left corner, we observe that there are 2 batches which appear outside the 95% confidence interval due to an attribute which is low in value but within specification. Having noticed those 2 batches outside the confidence interval and considered apparent outliers, all batches, when tested for dissolution, they have shown similar release behavior, demonstrating that the formulation is robust against a normal manufacturing variability which you observe and the material you receive from an excipient supplier. The discussion we have so far clearly demonstrates that it is imperative to work with an excipient supplier who understands their product's variability. And this can only happen when we have a close partnership and discussion between an excipient supplier and a manufacturer. But the benefit of such collaborations are very strong. The formulator and the pharmaceutical manufacturer will have improved reliability and quality. They would understand better which attributes can impact their product. They will also have improved understanding on the polymer, and an excipient supplier could provide better support when you are developing your formulation and helping you out with your troubleshooting. Thank you for joining us today and listening to this video. If you are interested and would like to learn more about our product and portfolio, please follow us on LinkedIn. You can also visit our website and sign up for Answer Center. Thank you. and goodbye.